Hi, my friends, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation, and I am so happy you are here. I want to talk about what the heck is going on right now. And forgive me for the little birds chirping. I don't know if they're adorable or obnoxious, but they wake me up every single morning. Anyways, we're going to dive right in because I want to talk to you about Venus in retrograde and what the heck is happening to us. Let's dive into this. I want to talk to you about the real truth and why it is so profound and so powerful, and how it is shaping us and affecting us right now, especially in this COVID time. It's an evaluation process. And I really want to say that it's a reevaluation process. Right now, we're being asked to reevaluate three parts of our lives. The first is our money and our relationship to money. The second is our love life, those who we love and choose to spend our time with. And the third is our self-worth, which is also our self-esteem and our self-confidence. And so we are in a period of time that is going to challenge love, money, and your self-worth. So let's talk about it. Let's go in a little bit deeper and let's do the deep dive on what does it really mean when Venus goes retrograde. So Venus went retrograde on May 13th and it's going to stay retrograde until June 25th. I need to insert a caveat here because for the very last week of Venus being in retrograde, we're also going to experience Mercury in retrograde simultaneously. So from the 17th of June through the 25th, you're going to have both of those planets in retrograde. That is a really bad time to, I hate to say it if anybody has a wedding plan, but get married, make a giant purchase, or try to throw some event off. Hopefully you're like in COVID quarantine and you're not doing anything like that. But that is a very hard time where logistics are going to go wonky. They're going to get twisted and they are going to have you suffer. Forgive me if you don't know me. My name is Meredith. I own my own company. I'm the president and owner of Soul Navigation. You can look me up online. You'll find me everywhere. I have about 10,000 clients in 17 countries. I have a very busy practice, and I absolutely love bringing the real deal, the real truth, the deeper dive of astrology to you. And I also like myth busting about astrology. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, or if you want to know the real truth about an aspect or a sign or a planet, please leave me a comment below and let me know. I love working with you. I am an evolutionary astrologer. I am not a Vedic astrologer. So that means I believe in the nodal axis, and I believe that the nodal axis represents our past life and our next lifetime. And I believe in reincarnation. Even if you don't believe in those things, we can still communicate. And there's lots to gain. Let me take you back into Venus in retrograde. First, what is it asking of you? Well, it's asking you to really reassess, reorganize, and rethink your value system. What are you worth? Let's talk about self-esteem first. What are you worth? And are you paying too high of a price? Is the price of admission for you being in your job, in your work, in your family, just too darn high? You need to reassess, what is your worth? Are you getting paid your worth? Has your worth changed since COVID? Are you now able to see the world a little bit differently and show up differently for your worth? Maybe people aren't paying you in dollars as much as they're paying you in love. So the value of a dollar, or your value, may have altered, shifted, or changed during COVID. I know it has for me. One of the things I'm doing is I'm giving practically free readings on Fridays. So if you want to be a part of my virtual happy hours, I only make them $30 because I want all people to be able to afford an astrology reading or astrology insight or access to deeper spiritual truths, access to divine communication. If you want to know about my happy hours, just follow me over on Instagram and I talk all about them. They're amazing. They're riveting. And I started just charging $30 so anybody who wanted to could come. And what I realized is that I actually receive a gold mine, a treasure. They are so exciting and so riveting and really, truly, profoundly life-changing. I love them. I started off doing them for 22 people, and now I only accept between 12 and 15 because they go too deep. Anyways, that's one way in which that has shifted for me and that has changed. So think about reassessing your worth and your value and the price tag that you put on yourself and the exchange, right? So are you doing exchanges of services now in a way that you didn't do before? Also, I want to tell you that during this time period, and this is especially true between the 13th and the 25th of June, your self-esteem, your self-confidence can take a hit. There can be an erosion of self-worth, but usually that comes when you are attached to something that promotes false ego inside of you. So those things can be washed away. Those things can be stripped away from your life if you're holding on to pretend jobs or friendships or relationships or anything, even commodities that don't really truly build, grow, nurture, or empower your self-worth. So some things may slip away. Some things that you once loved or benefited from may show up now as empty, vacant, fake, or phony. So the truth will be seen around your attachments to the thing that created confidence or self-worth. And was that phony confidence or phony self-worth? I know for me, some of it was. The next thing is around beauty and getting really real around beauty. We're going to reshape right now the concept of beauty. Now, it doesn't matter where you live, okay? There are different constructs and concepts of what makes a person beautiful. In some countries, a larger person is considered healthy and beautiful. And in other countries, we body shame, we fat shame, and, twiggy is the ideal. But whatever your concept, your personal and social concept of beauty is, that is being asked to change. That will be completely reconstructed now. So it's a stupid thing, but I had nails done. Now look at my COVID nails. They're terrible. I kind of don't care. I feel like there's more important things to worry about than my nails. So it's a small thing. It's kind of superficial, but it is a thing, and that's one thing. And so we're going to redefine how much we want to invest in beauty, how we want to approach beauty, what beauty truly is, right? And I have a feeling for most of us, it's going to reshape itself by going to a more internal beauty and a more natural beauty. Does anybody here, leave me a comment, does anybody here remember the 1970s? We didn't have any of the beautifying fillers and fake nails and fake lashes and fake lips and fake boobs and fake butts and that we have today. And I have a feeling that that is truly going to start to alter. And we're going to move to a deeper concept of what it means to be beautiful. The next thing I want to say is that as a society and personally, your relationship to money, earning money, spending money, saving money is going to change right now. You're being asked to reconstruct it, redefine it, rethink it, right? And that's oftentimes attached to self-worth. So, for example, if you're in a minimum wage job, do you love that job? Does that job boost you up? Does it empower you and inspire you? Does it make you feel good about yourself? Are you working for $15, or I don't know what your minimum wage is, but your minimum wage, I should say, at a food bank, and so the payoff is a feel good payoff? Or are you working a deadbeat job for not enough money and it erodes your self-esteem and it doesn't feel good? These are the questions to ask yourself right now. Money is so important. Right now is such a beautiful, beautiful time to get ahead financially by asking for your worth and saving your money. When Venus is in retrograde, it's like, think about retrogrades as going inward. So it's about socking your money away inside your little treasure chest that lives in here. Cheers! It's thirsty work, isn't it? Out here on my patio. Do you like my little English garden? I've been working hard on it. I'd love to give you the tour. Come follow me on Instagram and you'll see more of it. Now, collectively, we're going to see the world's relationship to money completely alter. And I think we're going to see it like do gymnastics tumbling and land on its head. I think we're headed into a recession or a depression. I hate to say that, but let me tell you something that I think is kind of insightful. And I got this inside a conversation with my brother, not my Pisces brother, but my Cancer brother. And Cancers are good with their money. If you're a Cancer, tell me if you're good with your money. You probably are. So we were talking about money and how the relationship to money inside the bigger construct of life has changed and is shifting. And right now, what we're learning is that people who are apartment livers are affected the most. And people who own homes, and I live in Seattle in kind of a tech bubble, like the San Jose area, like Chicago, New York, Boston, like a big city, even in Austin, Texas, where that's a tech city. So if you live in a tech city, you're not going to feel this recession like other more rural cities will. And let me know where you live and if you are feeling the hit yet, the recession yet of money. People who live in apartments have, a lot of times they have service jobs, and it is the service industry that has been hit massively. I just got chills. It is the service industry workers that have been pummeled and have been brutalized by this COVID. And a lot of those people don't own their own homes. They live in apartments, and they've gotten, at least in the United States, a 3-month reprieve, but that money will have to be paid back. So how is somebody who is in the service industry making, not a lot of money, but just enough money to survive, and then tips or commissions, if you will, how did they pay 3 months of their rent off, right, on a payment plan? And so they're constantly going to need to be catching up. The people who own their own homes have tech jobs or have jobs that they're less likely to get laid off, and so they can keep their mortgages going. But we are going to see that this COVID hits the most vulnerable people in our society, and it's simply not fair. It is going to be so massive, the after effect, that it is going to change our collective value system around money and around work. And we are going to see that people deserve, and this isn't politics, this is just like sociology. I think we're going to come out of this feeling like people deserve to be helped, and it's not just a game of the fittest survive, that people who are in the service industries will hurt the most. And I think collectively we're going to reshape our value system around helping one another and helping those frontline service industry people prosper. And I think we're already seeing it, and tell me if you're seeing this in your community. But in my community, people are scrambling to help the food truck service workers and the tiny, tiny companies. I'm still paying my yoga membership for a place I probably will never even go back to, at least not for a year. I can't imagine, but I still pay them. And there's going to be an open-heartedness, I hope, I think, and a generosity for those who are on the front lines serving. And I'm talking bartenders, waitresses, people in the beauty industry, people who cut hair, wax you, right? All of that. People who work on your car and groom your pet, and people who you interact with in an intimate and close way. They're getting hit the hardest. So we're going to also see that we will reshape those relationships too. What is the yoga studio going to look like? Who's going for hot yoga anytime soon, right? So that's going to be reshaped. So the things that we value and the way in which service workers earn money is all going to be reconstructed. So our relationship to money at a global level is really going to change. And we are going to value those service people. The guy in the grocery store, you be nice to him. We are going to relate to those people, value those people in a brand new way, in a way in which we took them for granted. I mean, not all of us, but it was easy to just, walk right by the produce man. Now we stop and say hello and thank you. And we say thank you for the person who's wiping down the shopping carts outside. Who's that person, right? The bag boy? That's a frontline service worker getting paid nothing. How is he going to be able to afford his apartment? He isn't. He's going to have to go back and live with mom and dad probably. And we'll see this change. We'll see this restructuring of society. And it will impact you. It will impact you emotionally, psychologically, financially. It will impact you. Again, not politics, just sociology. Leave me a comment if you are a service worker and how your life has changed. Please, let's build a community here and share with one another. I have the nicest subscribers on the entire planet. I rarely, and I hope you won't leave one now. I hope you don't feel invited to leave one, but I rarely get a negative comment. And if I do, oh well, so I do, but it's very rare. But leave a comment and let us know how you're doing. What does life look like for you, especially if you're a frontline service worker? And by the way, God bless you. My heart goes to you. And if you want to ask any question, please do. Tell me what you do for a living, your birthday, and what your question is. So we're changing our concept of beauty. We are getting rid of sort of the inauthentic beautification processes that we prescribed to for so long. And I think we're going back to a more natural, real, and authentic and internal beauty. We are redefining our money and how we earn money and our relationship to money. I think we're becoming a little bit better savers through this. And we are also redefining our personal value right now. Our personal value is, what do we plug into that grows us, fosters us, nurtures us, makes us feel incredible? We're learning to say no. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to risk my life to go do X, Y, and Z. So we're seeing our value confront us. When we choose to wear a mask and the other person doesn't, we're in a stare down with the value of our life. Now, let me tell you about the masks, okay? Because it attaches to self-worth. Those people who feel that they should not wear a mask, why? It's something really visceral and it's something really real. And it's happening inside Venus in retrograde. It's fascinating. First of all, when we're asked to cover up our face, we're asked to cover up our value, our worth. Darn it, that's my face. That's my brand. That's my identity. That is me. that is uniquely me. Now, I find it interesting that Americans struggle with this more than any other culture, I think, from what I can tell in the news. And the reason why is Americans have a perception, might be a false perception, but it is a perception, that the individual is unique, that the individual is its own deity, if you will. I have domain over my own life, and you can't tell me what to do. And Americans have that so viscerally ingrained in them. Remember, they're the ones that broke away from England as great rebels. And they went like Australians and said, I'm not following the rules. And this country was built on rebels. So now the government is telling me what to do and to cover up my uniqueness. I'm sorry, I got a little tiny baby. Her name's Lily. She lives next door. And I'm probably talking too loud, but I just love her and adore her. So if you can hear her, she's darling. When we're asked to cover up our face, we're asked to literally cover up our identity, our uniqueness, our worth, our value, our specialness. And some people here will fight to the death to say, you don't have power over me. My worth, my self-confidence, my self-empowerment, me, and me. Do I agree with it? No. I'm a mask wearer. I should put that out there. It's okay if you're not. I'm not telling you how to be. I'm just telling you the psychological bafflement of it. Venus in retrograde is saying, reevaluate your worth. Reevaluate your worth. And when you wear a mask, people who struggle with it believe that the government or the lawmakers are saying you have no value and you have no worth. Now, that's not true. I don't believe that's the true message, but I do understand that there is a collective, there is a part of the population that thinks that's so, especially in Venus in retrograde, when your self-worth will be questioned, not only by you, but by others. And so guess what's happening? It's being tested. It's being tested. We have to remember that reality plays out through something called perception. And oftentimes perception is not accurate, not measured accurately, not always seen in the right perspective. You know, sometimes I use a word, an adjective to describe a sun sign or a moon sign or an aspect, and I use a word that not everybody can relate to, and I get criticized for this word that I use to color an idea. And I find it interesting that it can be a trigger for one person and it can be a complete compliment for another. So we are working with big values and big value changes when Venus is in retrograde. And not everybody is going to perceive it in the same light. So this Venus in retrograde lasts for 43 days and we are in the middle of it. And I am sure you are feeling it. I want to tell you a couple things not to do inside this Venus in retrograde. First of all, do not color your hair. And here's what's so funny about it is I colored my hair by accident. It was an accidental mistake when Venus just moved into retrograde. And I botched it so bad, it took me 7 tries to get it to just look like this. And it's still not quite right. But for a while there, I looked like Chucky. And then when I fixed that, I looked like lemon meringue meets strawberry shortcake. I was so bad. Bad, 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 bad. I know. And then my beautiful BFF, who's my hairdresser, she's like, you need to call me. And I was like, of course. And I didn't even ask her. I just tried it myself and it didn't work. But anyways, it was a big accident that got botched, and then I should have known. I should have taken my own astrological advice that people pay me for, right? And not have done my hair color. So I kind of ruined my hair. If I do one more correction, I'm afraid I'm going to go bald and I'm going to look like I'm suffering from leukemia. So I'm just going to leave it like this and let it grow out. So join me on my hair journey, but do not color your hair right now unless you just don't care. The other thing is don't do anything to your face. Nothing. I don't want you to do anything to your face. Not until Venus goes direct. And that's around June 25th. But because Mercury is going to be in retrograde for 2 more weeks after that, don't do anything to your face or your hair until July 15th. And now you can slap me. I know you hate me. Hate me. I know, July 15th. Just deal with it. Deal with whatever you got until July 15th and then change it. I really don't want you to make a major purchase right now. And if you do, or if you have to, you really, 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 if you're going to buy a house, you have to get an inspection. Absolutely have to get an inspection. And you have to not trust a first set of numbers. You have to really look at the numbers and really do some follow through. And absolutely do not buy your house when Mercury is in retrograde and Venus is in retrograde. And that's around the 17th of June through the 25th. No, 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 no. Also, I don't want you to have elective surgery. So if you're going to do any kind of nip and tuck, nope, not right now. I don't care where it's on your body, a tummy tuck, anything, nothing. Not until after July 15th. If you're going to buy a car, okay, do it before Mercury goes into retrograde. You can do it during Venus in retrograde if you don't mind losing the money. So only spend money that you have to lose. If you feel that you've got to go to Caesars in Las Vegas because they're open, only spend money that you can afford to lose right now. If you're going to play the stock market, which I'm kind of half tempted to, because some of the things I'd like to buy are a little bit low right now, don't spend more money than you can lose. Mistakes can happen, because this is why I would be afraid to dabble in the stock market a little bit and why I haven't done it yet. And that's because our value system is going to change around money. And so what we once valued back in November and December of 2019 and even January 2020, I'm not positive we're going to still value it in February 2021. For example, right now, there's some companies that own apartment complexes and their stock has tanked. That would be a great stock to buy, right? I'm not positive they're going to be able to rebound unless I can have that money locked up in the stock market for a long time to get it out. So think very strategically about the new things we value, like Zoom stock. God, who here invested in Zoom before it was a thing, right? That's the kind of stock you want to invest in. Something that you know will be absolutely incredible going forward. Basically, what I'm saying is that for the financial deals in your life, really stay awake, be sober, pay attention, and know that we are changing our value system around money. So act wisely. On a really personal note, this is a hard time for relationships. This is a time when your relationships, the people that you love the most, and your romantic relationships are really going to come into question. Maybe you've been quarantined together and you're just like, 2 things can happen. 1, old loves can return for sure right now. 2, you can long for an old love and be the person who's stalking them online. 3, the relationship that you're currently in can fracture and fall apart. 4, if you're just patient, loving, and kind, and not forceful, and not a bombastic, barn-burning Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, and you can master the art of nuance, you can probably remedy any struggle you have at this time with grace, love, harmony, diplomacy, and compassion. All of your relationships are going to be probably reassessed at this time. And who you choose to be with after this COVID, after this Venus in retrograde, well, those people really mean something to you, and you mean something to them. So not all your relationships are going to last through Venus in retrograde and through COVID. And that's okay. Some of your relationships probably need to move on. The ones that move on, probably don't add value to your self-esteem, self-worth, and self-confidence. Let's talk about the signs that are most affected. This is all happening in Gemini. So Geminis are going to feel that if they haven't already built a life that promotes and nurtures their self-worth, they will change out the pieces to make it be so. But the Geminis that I know really are standing in gargantuan self-worth. Are you? Are you a Gemini? And are you in a job that pays you what you deserve, either in good fortune, in feel goods, or in cold hard cash? Also, if you have Venus in Gemini, this is a time when I think you're going to shake some friends loose. I do. I think you're going to step into a new friend group. I think you're going to develop new friendships. And I think your whole value system, what you value, is really going to have a giant, enormous metamorphosis in it. Tell me if that's happening to you. Tell me if you have Venus in Gemini right now. And by the way, Venus in retrograde is subtle. It's at this subconscious level. It's very deep. And so it's not like Mercury in retrograde where the computer dies and it's like, oh, crap. No, it is very subtly moving you into a new paradigm. And it's happening in slow motion, so you can't see it, but you feel it. You feel it in your heart. If you are a Taurus or a Libra, this is your ruling planet, and this is affecting you very, very deeply. If you are a Libra, it could be affecting your business, your work, your negotiations, your strategy, your ability to communicate, and your business relationships and your romantic relationships. If you are a Taurus, it's affecting your home and your family and your sexual relationships and your security and how you make money, how your partner makes money, how much money you have, how much money you spend, like all that's being reshaped. But Libra and Taurus get the brunt of this, I think even more so than a Gemini or a Venus in Gemini. And then I want to tell you, Sagittarius, yippee, Pisces, Virgo are being affected by this in a gargantuan way. So if you've got your Venus in Sag, Virgo, or Pisces, or your Sun, or your Moon, or your Mars, or your Venus, this is huge in your life. Leave me a comment below and let me know, because these things are at the forefront and they want to be reshaped. And let me tell you a real truth about it. They have to be reshaped. They have to be. You can't survive your world if you don't reshape your self-worth, self-esteem, what you plug into to get your self-confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, and value, your money, and your love. And if you are a Virgo, a Sag, a Pisces, a Taurus, or a Libra, this is huge, huge. And then I will also say a Gemini. I hope so much my video has helped. I hope that you'll go check out all my reports. They're still on sale for just one more day. Everything's on sale. And my very favorite package, there's two, but I love the birthday package. If you really want to get to know who you are and what your whole next year looks like, get my birthday package. It's on sale. You will love my reports. They're amazing. If you don't have your chart, you can buy one on sale from my website. They're on sale until June 1st. So go grab one. I hope you love them. I hope you're wonderful. Please leave me a comment and share my video. I hope this helps you understand what we're all going through right now and what Venus in retrograde really means for you. Take good care. From my heart to yours, from my house to yours, from my garden patio to yours. I hope you are healthy, well, and wonderful. And here's to all those beautiful service workers out there. I love you.